Hi, my name is Tuomas. This video is gonna be sort of a rambly video, sort of a rant, to be honest. It's not very important, but it is something that's been bothering me for years, and I think today is a great day to express myself and get this out of my head, because it's been bothering me today as well. I'm gonna use the Beach Boys mainly as an example, but there are a lot of other groups, and not just music groups, but also artists in general, you know, whether it's movies or music or books or whatever, that it affects or concerns this subject. But I feel the Beach Boys in the music world always sort of get the short end of the stick, and I'm gonna be, until the day I die, sort of protecting and spreading the gospel of the Wilson brothers. That's, you know, just a fact. I'm gonna do that no matter what. So even if everybody else around me would hate the music of the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson, I'm still gonna be spreading the word. So anyway, the point. Okay, so today I bumped into a video about one of my favorite albums by the Beach Boys. I don't know the channel, I don't follow that channel, but it was in my feed. So you know, the first thoughts that I got from the thumbnail and the title was that, okay, it's gonna be another fan, so it would be interesting to know what they think about that album. So I clicked on it and listened to it, maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds or something, and okay, so then the reviewer, well, it wasn't really a review, it was just basically like this video of trashing this album and the Beach Boys, and I was like, oh, not again, like, and what do I mean, not again? Well, if we go back 5 years or something like that, maybe 90% of the Beach Boys related, so to speak, reviews on YouTube and videos in general were just mostly trashing their music. People would maybe say that, okay, they did one good album, that's Pet Sounds, and the rest is just garbage. And it's been nice to see that these days there are other sort of, you know, other types of content creators as well, spreading the gospel of the Wilson brothers on YouTube. But and I don't mean that you cannot criticize them, like, that is not the point in here. I criticize the Beach Boys music a lot too, and their products. Lately I criticized highly the Disney distributed documentary of them, and I've criticized their studio albums as well, and their, you know, cover art and their artistic decisions and all kinds of missed opportunities that they had, but completely just blew it, and they've been famous for that for decades. So that's not really the point of my ramble. I'm not saying that you cannot criticize Brian Wilson or the Beach Boys. That's really not my point. But the point sort of is where I'm getting at over here, is that it bothers me when people just take a 60-year-old album, or, you know, 30-year-old, even the newer Beach Boys albums are like 30-year-olds as of now. Like, yeah, that's why I Got My Radio is 12 years, but that's still relatively old. So my point being, I just don't understand what's the reasoning, or, well, I do understand, and we'll get into that in a minute, but why would anybody want to spend their time listening to 30 or 50 or 60-year-old music and then going online and trash them, like trash talk them completely? I just don't understand why you would want to do that. I think that's, I mean, the Beach Boys music is mostly pretty obscure anyway, so I just don't understand what's the point in that. Why spread negativity if you don't even like that music? It just makes no sense in my mind. It is crazy. But okay, I understand why they do it. They do it for the clicks, because even if they hide that fact that the title might be, sometimes they do it very openly. Like, the title is something like the worst album of, you know, all time, something like that, and then it's about Summer in Paradise or 15 Big Ones or MIU or whatever, or Love You, or even something like the most overrated album of all time, and then it's about Pet Sounds or something like that. is Brian Wilson a genius? No, he's not. It was just a marketing gimmick. It's like, yeah, they do it for the clicks because you gotta feed the algorithm and you gotta earn the pennies that you earn from YouTube. And the more clickbaity you do it and the more controversially you do it, the more people comment your video and even share it, so it spreads better and you get better views. So I get that in that sense, but overall I don't get it. I just don't understand why somebody would like to do that just for themselves. I think that's just something that personally, at least, I just don't have time for that. Even like there are a lot of artists and groups that I'm not that fond of, but I don't go online and trash talk them. I just don't have that time, you know. So it just makes me wonder who has that time. So anyway, like, there's a fair difference with a valid criticism and a real review than this sort of trash talking that I'm talking about. And it is just so tiresome to read and hear in YouTube time and time after again these same sort of overblown arguments. They don't even, that's sort of one of my points over here, that these people don't usually even argument their sort of takes at all. They don't even try to criticize them how you should do a criticism. They don't have any sort of arguments to support their claims that this song or this album sucks. They just say that, okay, it is just poor music, it sucks, it sounds horrible, okay. But they don't even try to... Oh, my dog is once again eating a bone, by the way, so he's breathing very heavily and sort of trying to destroy my concentration. But anyway, like... and I'm gonna prove my point in the next video, because I'm actually gonna do a video about the Beach Boys songs that I do not like, so I do criticism here as well. I'm not sort of a cheerleading fan that just thinks that because it's my favorite group everything is golden, or that I don't want to talk about the stuff that I don't like. I actually do like to talk about the stuff that I don't like as well. Like I mentioned, the Beach Boys music for the most part is pretty obscure anyway, so I just don't understand why anybody would like to use their time to do videos about why they suck. I just don't understand that. It's so weird to me. And for the most part, I think it's kind of hilarious, because a lot of these people actually love, their favorite groups are groups that were highly influenced by the Beach Boys. So I think it's just kind of hilarious to see them trashing their music when it more so just reveals their ignorance, really, and the fact that they don't really have a musical ear at all. So it is hilarious sometimes. But anyway, I'm just so tired of that. And these days, when I see a video of that sort, I just turn it off immediately. It was, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, I was searching for Beach Boys podcasts and I found this one that looked really cool. They had cool artwork and everything, and it was produced really well. And I think I listened to one episode, maybe 1.5 episodes, and I just couldn't listen anymore, even though it was very, very well recorded and all that. But it was just complete trash talking all the way through. They were just laughing at the members and mocking the members and the music and some of their albums. I was like, oh, come on, like, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, sure, if you want to have a fan club by yourselves where you just trash talk your favorite musical group, sure, go for it. But why would you like to do a podcast about that? I just don't see the point. I think it's so tiresome. But I don't know, maybe there are people who love to hear this sort of thing. But I remember when Brian released No Peer Pressure in 2015, and the message boards were just filled with this hateful, spiteful trash talking of the album, and people were like laughing at those things, and those were pretty much the most popular conversations on those boards. And I found it kind of disgusting, to be honest. Even Brian Wilson himself during that time period made the effort and came on some of these boards and answered the fans' questions and really was very respectful. And like I said, I don't have an issue if people do valid criticism. This way that a lot of people talk and disguise their trash talk into, you know, reviews. It's just so dreadful. They don't have any sort of tools to... Do you really have to do that? It is bothering me so much. Mr. Lou, where's the bone? Over there. It just bothers me a lot because these people don't seem to have any kind of tools to actually build a valid criticism. Because I'm always interested in hearing different opinions. For example, if there's a movie that I really like, I always go and actually read the reviewers that didn't like that movie, because I like to see their point as well. And the other way around too, because if there's a movie that I didn't like at all, I like to read the reviews that say that the movie was amazing, because I want to try to see both ways. And it doesn't, oftentimes, most of the times, it doesn't change my opinion, but I just like to experience that other side as well, that I wasn't able to see myself. And that's just lacking a lot of times these days in the review world, and especially when it comes to the Beach Boys. I feel that there's just not that much of valid criticism. So I'm not really sure how well I was able to express myself in this video. It was very rambly, but like I mentioned in the beginning, it was a rant, not very important. But the next video is gonna be, we're gonna be sort of back into the stuff that I usually do. So, you know, feel free to come and check the next video out as well. Thanks for watching. What do you think about this subject? I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.